kindergarten. We're back with Miss Hartman today, and we're going to be working on a math activity today. It's called Make Your Own Game Board. So the first things you're going to need are, you're going to have to find, you could have crayons or you could get markers, or I'm going to use colored pencils. You might want to have a darker marker, like maybe a black color. I have a dark green that I'm going to use. And I need a piece of white paper. And I'm going to need 2 dice. And if you don't have dice at home, I'll show you another way to use your computer to roll dice. And you're going to need some kind of small object at your house. I'm using a penny. You could find something about this size to use, and this is going to be actually your game piece that you're going to move along your game board. Okay, so let's get started. So we have our piece of paper, and we're going to create a game board, and this is kind of reminding me of coding. When we were in kindergarten, we were learning how to create different pathways and find our way from one point to another. So when we build our game board today, we're going to have to figure out where we're going to start our game board. So I'm going to start on one side of my paper, and I'm going to draw a box that's big enough to fit my game piece in. So I started with that box. I'm going to check and take my penny, put it right inside. Oh, it fits perfect. So when I build my blocks for my game board, I'm going to make sure that the squares are about that size so that as I move my pieces, I can go from square to square. Okay? So now you're just going to create some more boxes. At this point, I like to stop and I like to think about, what if I was going on vacation? You know, I've been stuck in the house for so long. I wish I could go on vacation somewhere special. So I'm going to make my game board about the beach. So I'm going to stop at this point, and I'm going to have my start button over here. So I'm going to label this start, S-T-A-R-T. I'm going to write that start, and then I'm going to be going to the ocean, so I'm going to label my game. Okay, a trip to the ocean. Okay, and so along the way in my game board, I might add some pictures and illustrations throughout to show that I'm going to the ocean. So at the end of my game is where I'm going to arrive at the ocean, and in the beginning I might want to draw, maybe I'll draw a car, because I need to pack up all of the things I need to take to the ocean into my car, and I'm going to drive there with my family. So maybe I would even draw my family. Okay, and at the end, where my end space will be, I'll draw a square. I'm going to write the end, E-N-D, and this is where I'm going to draw the ocean, because at the end of my game, I've arrived at the ocean and there's the beautiful sand, maybe an umbrella. Oh, it's making me really want to go on this trip. And I'm going to use my colors to color that in. And then I have the ocean to look out at, the waves crashing. Maybe I'll bring a beach blanket. Maybe a cooler with all my sandwiches in it and my drinks for the day. And a chair. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and continue my game board. Again, I want to make sure that my squares are big enough to fit my small object that I chose for my game. When I go with my family to the ocean, we always have to stop and eat some ice cream along the way. So I'll draw a picture of my ice cream cone. So if I land on this spot, I get to go to the ice cream parlor. That's a lot of fun. Maybe I'll draw a smiley face when I arrive at the ocean. So I have a smiley face to show I have finally arrived. Okay, so now I have my game board, and I'm going to show you how we're going to play this game. So you are going to need 2 dice for this game, and if you don't have 2 dice, you can always use a special virtual dice on the computer, and I'll show you what that looks like. So on your choice board, you're going to have a link right here that says dice, and you would click that, and it will go to a virtual dice. So if you don't have dice like I have for my game today, you can click on that button. you're going to push the blue button to roll, and you're going to have to roll twice. So I'm going to roll once. Ooh, I landed on a 4. And then I have to remember that number 4, okay? I'm going to roll one more time. Oh, and a 6. So now my job is to think about 4 plus 6, okay? If I want on my game board or on a separate piece of paper, I could even write it out. 4 plus 6 equals. 4 and 6 equals, and I'm going to try to figure out what that answer is. How do I solve and get that sum? If I can't count this in my head or using my fingers, I could even use manipulatives. And because I'm going to color today, I'm going to use my colored pencils as my manipulatives. So first I'm going to count out 4. Now I have 4 plus 6 more, and I have to find my total. So I'm going to go ahead and count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My answer is 10. So I'm going to write that in. And now it's time for me to go and move my game piece. So I have my penny on the start button, and I'm going to move 10 spaces. Here I go. I never count this space that I'm starting on. I always count the next one. 1, go ahead and count with me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Oh, I didn't land in the ice cream parlor, but I definitely had some chocolate ice cream on a waffle cone. I know I did. So now if you're playing with your sister or your brother or your parent, then it would be their turn. And then they would do the same thing again. This time I'm going to roll the regular dice. So I have a 1 and a 3. So I'm going to write my number sentence here. 1 plus 3. And if you don't have enough room on your game board, you can use another piece of paper for this. And I'm going to add that together, 1 and 3. I also know another technique or strategy I could use when I'm adding is to grab the bigger number. So I could say, which one is the bigger number? That's right, it's 3. So I could say 3 and add one more. 3, 4. 1 and 3 equals 4. So I'm going to write my number 4 down. So this person has to move 4 spaces, and we're not going to count this space. We always count the very next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it looks like I am in the lead. And then it would be my turn, and I would go back, and I could use my virtual dice again. 3 and 5, or I could roll my double dice. I'm going to add, and then I'm going to move that many spaces. Please make sure that when you're finished building your board game that you take some time to color in your pictures and illustration. One thing that's really neat about this activity is that if you upload a picture of this game to your teacher could share your game on Google Classroom, and then other students could print off your game, and then they could play it at their house. So really take your time and do the best job you can, and have fun going on your trip. I wonder where your game is going to take us. Have a great day.